Did you see Terrified? Did you see
Oh, I
Terrified?
saw Terrified.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. The Sun,
So
that was a good one.
yeah.
Holy crap, man. So yeah, I want to come to Argentina and present like my horror movies at some point because I feel like the fans down there are legit. I'm so good, and it's exciting to get to meet you and to get to talk to someone who's in Argentina, because I think the horror world in Argentina is so exciting and there's so many cool filmmakers and fans there. So the fact that Late Night with the Devil is going to be playing in Argentina is like, I'm very excited. I feel really grateful because one of my favorite horror movies came out of Argentina last year, and a lot of other movies. Oh, Where Evil Lurks.
Of
You
course.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many great films, and I think that it means if there's so many great filmmakers coming out of Argentina, then that means there's so many great horror fans in Argentina, because you don't get the filmmakers without the fans. Just like Colin and Cameron Cairns, who made Late Night with the Devil. They grew up in Australia, but they are deep fans of the genre. Like, they know, as soon as we met, all we were talking about was our love of John Carpenter and Wes Craven and Universal Pictures and Hammer Films and international horror. And I think right now we're living in this international renaissance of incredible horror filmmaking, and it's coming from all over Latin America, it's coming from all over Asia, it's coming from Eastern Europe. The States still has some awesome new up-and-coming filmmakers, but it's really cool to me to see the way all these different artists are informing and inspiring each other to push the limits of horror. Like, yeah, I'm just really grateful to be a fan of horror right now. It's a good time to be a horror fan. You know what I mean?
Completely. I mean, and I know that in Argentina, people are going to love this movie. As you said before, we are huge horror fans in Argentina. Yeah. We really loved it.
Did you see Terrified? Did you see Terrified?
Oh, I saw Terrified, yeah.
It's so good. The Sun, that was a good one. Holy crap, man. So yeah, I want to come to Argentina and present like my horror movies at some point, because I feel like the fans down there are legit.
Yeah, we are, and you should come as well. And well, personally, I love the movie. I really did, and I kind of love how you portray these two aspects of Jack. Like, for one time, you have this host that is, needs to do his job really well, but on the inside, he's suffering so much. He's under so much pressure. How did you balance these two elements so well?
I tried to approach it the way I would, when I was doing theater in Chicago and learning how to be an actor, one of the things that was always important to me was you memorize the lines. You commit to the given circumstances of the reality. So here we are, it's 1970s, talk show host. He's just trying. What is his intention? What does Jack need? He needs to save the show. Why? Is it ego? Sure. Is it his pride? Of course. Is it money? That's an element, but I think it's something more meaningful than that. When you think about Jack's legacy and the fact that the love of his life has died within the last year, and he hasn't even processed that. He hasn't even begun to really deal with the trauma and the grief of losing someone, because he was so focused on trying to make his show a success that he lost track. I went that direction with it, and all of the elements that start to take place when you're watching the film and when the audience is watching our movie, and they start to go, wait a second, what was that thing that just happened over there? What's that thing that's happening? I wanted Jack to experience that in real time too, because I don't know about you, but I've pushed myself sometimes for work or personal reasons where I'm not sleeping. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not tending to my mental health. I'm ignoring everybody and everything. And shadows start to move a little differently. Your brain starts to play tricks on you, and that is opening the crevice to what could ultimately invite in the things that you're going to see when you watch Late Night with the Devil.
Completely. And well, first of all, we were talking at the beginning of the interview about how much we love horror. So what do you think, as a horror fan, a horror movie needs to have to work so good?
You can have the best kills, the best gore, the best effects, the best monsters, the best demons, the best ghosts. But if I don't care about the characters and the relationships that they have to one another, it just means nothing to me. You can have a movie with no budget, like the Blair Witch Project, but because the way that those people related to each other and cared about each other, that meant so much more to me than maybe some $100 million big studio spectacle where you don't care about the characters. So going back to my history in the theater, I love horror so much, but I approach it no differently than if I'm doing Shakespeare's Hamlet, if I'm doing Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie. I always think we need to approach this with as much care and thought and passion and love as we do any other genre of storytelling, because otherwise the audience is going to be like, I just don't care. It's boring.
Right, completely. Well, thank you so much for your time, David. I need to wrap up, but I really, really love the movie, and it's going to be a hit in Argentina. So thank you again.
Well, please tag me in anything you post on Instagram or whatever, and I'll repost it. And thank you for wanting to talk to me. I hope we can do it again, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.